Angie Ellington, and welcome to Southern Sass Chats. Today, we have an audiobook narrator, a voiceover artist, and just all around talented Wonder Woman, Meg Price, who will be joining us shortly. But before she comes on, I happen to have contracted with Meg for one of my books back when she first started narrating in 2018 for Dancing by the Moonlight. And I'm going to play a little bit of her voice work.
Prologue. 13 years earlier. Beads of sweat trickled down the faces of teenagers gathered across the private cove belonging to the Carlisle family. August had fevered the air with humidity, thickening breathing and liquefying skin. A few cooled themselves in Carlisle's pool. Others bathed in the tepid waters of the beach that flowed in just below the edges of the cove. Grains of sand sifted through toes of a collected few stretched across blankets and towels, inches from the rustling beach grass, shuffling along the dunes. Brady Carlisle sat on a cooler of wine spritzers and canned beer near a sparkling pool of azure. A guitar pressed against his abdomen, resting underneath his arm as he tickled the strings.
I could listen to her all day. Welcome, Meg Price.
Hello.
Hi. I had her in a little waiting room. That's a blast from the past, right?
It is. It's an absolute blast. I'm listening to it going, who is that baby?
You sound so wonderful, and I'm sure you're just even better now, if possible, than you were then, and you were perfect then.
Grown just a little bit sometimes.
As we all, my writing changes. I try different things. We all, try out and find our niche and what we think works best. And I see you just got back from Romanticon.
I did, yes. I just got back from Romanticon in Connecticut. It is a romance signing event that I've gone to. It's my second year going. Kitty Berry Books puts it on, and it's an absolutely fantastic event. Just done really, really well. Tons and tons of authors. I love it. It's great. It's one of the best. For sure.
That's awesome. I think I remember seeing pictures from last year when you went, and it's just the fandom is amazing at at conventions like that. And I haven't been to one for myself, but I have been to visit some, and I'm just like, oh, I really should do this because it's just makes you feel so good to connect with listeners and readers of your work because it becomes a partnership. I look at Dancing by the Moonlight and say, that's not really just my book anymore. That's your book too, and there's a sequel. So we have Jamie McMasters who narrated that one. And I'm like, it's like you ladies are part of that story now. It belongs to you like it belongs to me. And that's a special bond. And I love that.
It's even more special because that was my first romance book as well. So you really gave me my start into the romance genre, and I cannot thank you enough for that because I really, out of the almost 200 books I've done now since then, about 75% of them are romance. So it's really like where I find my heart and my home in audiobooks. And that one will always be super special because it was my first.
I love it. I love it. So I was just and that was gonna be one of my questions for you is how many do you know offhand, like how many you've done, but you over 200? I knew
we're getting
a lot.
To the 200 mark. Yeah. Yep. I've got a couple that aren't published yet that are going to come out in the next couple of weeks or so. And then we'll hit the 200 mark. So
you have to do something to celebrate that 200 mark.
I know. I don't know what to do yet. Like maybe bake a cake or something.
Yeah. Get a cake, and then put up some kind of like a little video with like little confetti around you or something, like a little big queen thing on or something. Yes.
I got a little fun. Exactly.
Yeah, that's a milestone. That's amazing. That's huge milestone. And I know that you do multiple genres. I know a lot of them are romance, but tell us about some of the genres that you work in when you're narrating, because I know it's more than just mine was like a sweeter, clean romance, but I know you do some of the darker stuff too.
I do.
And some steamy stuff.
We do a whole ton of the darker stuff, like dark, what is dark?
Yeah.
But I definitely do the spicier stuff for sure. So I do all subgenres of romance. So all of the fantasies, the contemporaries, the historical, any of those. So the umbrella of romance, that's kind of where my sweet spot is. So I do a lot of fantasy, whether that's in the romance subgenre or not. I also do a lot of thrillers, so that's super fun. Those are a nice change of pace to like get to do something a little bit like
Oh yeah.
spooky. And then cozy mysteries, and then a couple of like women's fiction, literary fiction that don't necessarily fall under the like romance genre, but under the fiction type
Yeah.
thing. So those are, yeah, that's what I normally do.
Oh wow, that's so many. And when I think of dark, like I'm gonna phrase that so people understand what I'm kind of thinking like a deep motorcycle club kind of thing. And you have people going undercover, like some, hidden romance underneath layers of, you know, intrigue and all the things. So and I know I've seen some of yours. Have you done something with like maybe like vampires or any of that too?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I thought I had
Lots of
seen some of
vampires.
that. That's so
Lots of
crazy. I
vampires.
love it.
Yes. Yeah. I don't do a whole ton of the like bully romances, I guess I would say, like in that kind of darker aspect. I just don't think my voice translates well to it for some reason. I just haven't really been, I don't seek them out and I haven't really been cast in them. But yeah, I do a lot of like vampire stuff, all about the vampire stuff, all about the fae stuff and the magical realm stuff. And I do have a 12-book vampire romance series coming out. That's one of the ones that'll be released within the next couple of weeks or so. That'll get me to my 200. So
Awesome.
yeah,
There's such a huge following for that genre
yeah,
as well. It's just so
hmm
huge, so huge. Going back from like Twilight and Vampire Diaries and all the things. And now
yeah, exactly,
yeah, I mean, that's the thing about fiction. We can tell whatever we want, however we
exactly.
want, and
However you want it, yeah.
creative
And I love
knows no
that.
bounds.
I love telling those stories too. Wherever I love escaping into them and like sitting in my booth is right over there. I love sitting in my little booth and be like, okay, where do I get to escape to today? Like no matter what's going on in the world, in my life, in my home, whatever is happening, child screaming, I can go into my booth and just escape into this world, and I love it. I love it so much.
No, and we're gonna lean into speaking of escape. Meg is also a new mom.
I
How has
am.
your
I
life
have a
changed over the last year?
crazy. Crazy is how it changed. I People were just asking me at their Romanticon event, like, how do I manage? And I'm like, I don't really know. I just
She's
kind
like
of,
my
I
yeah, like my video yesterday was like, I don't. I'm really tired all the time. Like I don't.
all the time, all the time. I'm just kind of in survival mode.
Yeah.
I do it because I have to. I'm running on coffee and adrenaline, and coffee is my best friend. Caffeine's my best friend. Probably not great for my health, but you know what? Whoever gets the job.
I know.
But
I
yeah,
cannot start my morning without coffee. I'm like, no, no, no. I have
don't
to have
talk
my
to me.
coffee first. Don't even let's not even talk yet.
I wake my daughter up and I'm like, okay, what are we doing? Like, where's coffee?
I can imagine. Oh my goodness. And I've seen pictures, so cute, just precious.
Thank
And I
you.
know that's just been amazing for you and your wife. And
Mm-hmm.
so how do you two find time for yourselves? Do you ever get a date night or anything anymore?
Um, we try to. It doesn't really work out very well because unfortunately, the area that we live in, we don't have a village. We don't have family close to us. Both of our families are about 8-ish to 8, 9 hours away. So we don't really have help. We have made some friends, but they're not the type to be like, hey, come watch my kid for a
Yeah.
couple hours kind of
Yeah.
friends, you know?
Yeah.
So we don't, we have trio dates is what we call them, or our family of three dates. And that's kind of sort of what we do to like make sure that we've got time together, but it becomes time as a family. And honestly, I'm okay with that,
I was gonna say,
like,
yeah, right now you wouldn't want it any other way, really. I mean, yeah, you want your
yeah,
downtime, but your daughter she's still so little and everything that it's all about the togetherness and that bonding time for you guys. So
exactly. But we do have our time, like when she goes to bed at night, I've got a little bit of time before I have to come down here and work. So we do try and like prioritize time
like,
together, whether that's
yes,
like
she's asleep.
cuddling, watching TV, or yeah, like
Yeah, and you have to sneak moments when you can. When you
yeah,
can.
exactly.
Everything revolves around when the baby is sleeping.
Yeah,
Like,
and she hasn't been doing a lot of that recently, so it's been very fun. Or fighting me when she needs to. She's exhausted, but she's like, "No, why would I want to do that? Who wants to sleep?" I'm like,
yeah.
"Me, I want you to sleep."
Yeah, exactly. Mommy wants to sleep. Please take a nap. What can I
Yeah,
do to convince you to take a nap?
like, I'll do anything, please.
It's amazing.
All right.
I love hearing all the wonderful stories of moms because I've been talking with some parents this week who have children in varying ages from teenage to 4 kids, all very young. And
Oh,
then you with, an infant. And it's just, well, how old is your daughter now?
um, she will be, well, she's 17 months, so
Okay.
almost a year and a half. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So she's okay. She's hitting that. Yeah. It's so amazing to see how all of you feel the same about just being, you know, finding some moments for balance, but, making it about your family. They always come first and trying to figure out, what you can do for you second to that. But it is important to try to find, like you said, your little escapism time because you need it for your mental health. And,
Yeah.
so I think that's wonderful too. And people describe you as effortless, empathetic, and cheeky. And I love that. Cheeky. I love it, love it, love it.
Thank you.
And I couldn't agree more from my experience with you and listening back to your recording on Dancing by the Moonlight. Like it felt effortless, and you really seem to resonate with
Thank you.
characters and develop that empathy. And you have your own little fun twist with the dialogue. You like to be cheeky and cute and spunky, and I love that. It's
I
so
do.
important. Right.
Nothing better than some good banter. It's perfect.
Yes, banter is so important. I try to make sure I
I
have a lot of
love it.
banter when I'm writing because
Mhm.
since I write closed door more or less, although some people feel Dancing by the Moonlight and Dancing by the Christmas Lights get a little bit
A
spicy,
little
it's just
spice
a
up in
little bit
there.
of open door discussion
Yeah.
about maybe almost, but don't.
Hmm.
But I'm like, no, my books are pretty clean. If you read a book that's spicy, you will definitely come back to mine and say no. That's more like,
Yeah,
low
I
spice,
have.
high sparks.
I've recorded a couple of those.
You blush
I've got
sometimes.
yeah, lots of very open doors.
Yeah. And I love if people follow you at Meg Price Audio on I know on your Instagram, I'm sure you may have all your other sites for
Hmm.
that too.
Yep,
You put up some bloopers sometimes. And they're so
I
funny. I
do.
was watching again last night. I had seen one a while back, but it was something about the boy or something like that. And you and you were stumbling over a word. And I love those types of clips because it
It,
humanizes everyone's like, oh, no one is perfect when they start and everyone makes mistakes and you just have to laugh it off and go with it.
no,
Bloopers are
I've
the
got
best.
people. I mean, those are the funny ones. I don't show the times where I'm like,
Yes, because we
like
have those
squirming out of
too.
my seat. So I like to show those. But yeah, I like to show, that even almost 8 years into this, I still make mistakes consistently every single night. And the more that I can try and find the humor in those mistakes, the more that I can drop back into the story easily. If I start to get myself all worked up about, "Oh, God, I have a mistake again," or like my mouth made a weird noise, and it's just like stop, stop, start, stop, start.
Yeah.
then it's like, then I can't drop into the story very well. And there's
Right.
nothing worse than a narrator sitting there going blah 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 because they're not dropped in. So,
No.
gotta keep it light, gotta keep it funny, gotta keep it rolling, basically.
Yes, keeping it rolling because sometimes I've listened, I've gotten into listening to audiobooks over the past few years, and more. And because when I spend so much time on the computer anyway, that sometimes when I want to read, I'd rather listen for me.
Yeah.
And some of them that read very like robotic before AI really became such a big thing, but they're just
Hmm.
so monotone and robotic. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I want you to become the character. I want this to be a performance. I want to hear you
Yeah,
bring these characters to life and give them a voice. So
exactly.
that's and you're wonderful at that. So I think that
Thank
I've been
you.
blessed to have narrators who all well performers. I keep saying narrators, but you guys as voice artists are just you do a great job, all of you that I have contracted with. So I'm very proud to have worked with all of you. So what else outside of audiobooks and voice performance, being a mom and wife and all the things, what is your favorite thing to do for you, maybe before you became a mom? What for just like fun and relaxation when you had maybe a little more free time?
When I had a little bit of free time, you mean that free time that I don't have anymore? Um, well, I try to still prioritize those kinds of things, the things that I loved before, and I try to incorporate her into those things as well, since I don't have the free time to just do them anymore. But I loved getting outside and hiking. I live in an area that's got some great, great trails. I live in the Allegheny Mountains on the western side of Pennsylvania. So it's huge, huge mountains, and we get tons of trails. So we go out hiking all the time. And then the other thing that I do at home is a lot of baking. So that's, yeah, baking and cooking and stuff, trying to like, I'm so in my head a lot of the time for what I do.
Uh-huh.
I'm either like reading and thinking about things, or I'm in the booth and I'm all in my head. So I try and do things that are more in my body when I'm not working. So, going outside hiking, getting some exercise, and, doing some baking, which it's kind of interesting now because I was diagnosed with celiac disease about 3 or 4 years ago. So that's been a transition to try and figure out baking, gluten-free baking, which is
Yeah.
not the same.
Yeah.
But I think I figured it out. So yeah, there's the two things I love to do. I love baking and hiking.
And that's great because you can bake, you can eat the dessert, and then you can go burn the calories hiking.
Exactly. Exactly. You have found the message in my madness.
There you go. And and the exercise part is so important because it gives you, mental health clarity and all the things. Like I have got to
Hmm.
get back into the gym, but I do try to walk multiple times a day, at least if I can't go do anything else, because it helps my clarity. It just helps me to
Yeah,
calm, relax, and,
and center
clear my
yourself.
head.
Yeah.
So
That's what I'm
important.
saying. It's getting back into my body because I'm so in my head all the time, having to, I just even living the movie in my head of reading the book, it's still in my head. I want to make sure that I am grounded in my body, which then translates to having a more grounded performance while I'm in the booth. So
Yeah. That is,
that's
I love the way you said that. Yes, exactly. The more grounded you feel, the better you feel you can be as a performer. That's
exactly.
amazing. And you were mentioning hiking and baking, and I'm like, and not to like plug my book or anything here, but I have to
Oh,
say, Love of the Salted Caramel Cafe. I should have had you read that
yeah,
because it
I
incorporates
know.
both of those
I
things
know.
in the mountains. And aren't you from Virginia?
I am from Virginia. Yeah,
And it's set
originally.
in
Yep.
Virginia. I'm
I'm
like, I should
from
have had her narrate that one.
I
That was like her
I
book.
love Dancing in the Moonlight though. So, I think I'll be okay.
Great, great. But I was like, wow, she just described a story she should have been doing too. Awesome.
Mhm.
And do you have, so you said you have a 12 book series launching
Mhm.
soon that you've been working on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's the author of the series?
Brenda K. Davies. Brenda K. Davies. She is an absolutely amazing paranormal fantasy author. She has been so good to me, so, so good to me. She has contracted me for a whole ton of things, but it is her Oh, now I'm brain on the name of the series.
See, that happens to me too. So don't feel bad. You said
It's
Brenda
gone.
K.
But Brenda K.
Davies.
Davies. Yes.
I'm
If
gonna
you
look
look
it
it up,
up.
Brenda K. Davies, that's her.
Brenda K. Davies. See, that happens to me
Mhm.
too. I'll be
Yeah.
talking about something. I'll forget the name of my own books. Sometimes when I'm talking, I'm like, what is it? Tempest of Shadows?
Tempest, so that is our current work in progress. I just finished up book 5 of that, so that'll be out soon.
Oh,
I think
wow.
it's
Vampire Awakening.
Vampire Awakening. Yep, that's
Okay.
it.
Vampire
Yep,
Awakening
that'll come
series.
out soon.
Brenda K.
Mm-hmm.
Davies. Okay, awesome. We just gave a plug for
Yep.
her. That's why we're going to
Yeah.
look. That's what part of this is to find out so we can spread the word about all the good things to come. And you want to listen to that on Audible and all the places. It may be
It's
everywhere.
on Spotify and everything right now. Audible's taking a hot second too. That's what I'm saying. Like it's getting there, but it is on Spotify right now and all of the other places. It's just Audible's taking a second to clear
Awesome.
it.
And and Meg has a website too. It's just
Mhm.
megpriceaudio.com.
Yep.
And you
Yep.
can read more about Meg
MegPriceAudio.com.
there. So we
Yeah.
definitely won't recommend that you go do that. And now I'm going to ask you a few rapid fire questions to
Oh
wrap it up.
gosh. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
ready.
And they're simple. They're easy.
Okay.
One day I'm going to make them complicated, but
Yeah.
um, well, you said that you're now gluten free, but they do make
Mhm.
some gluten free ice cream. Do you have
Yeah.
a favorite ice cream flavor?
It used to be mint chocolate chip,
I like mint
but I have recently found a raspberry chocolate flavor in one of the a brand that I just found, and it's absolutely to die for. Do not ask me the name because I don't know the name of it. I just saw it, and it
Well,
was
next time you
as
see
good.
it, if you get it,
Yeah,
send me a
I'll
picture.
send you a little picture.
Yeah, because raspberry chocolate, I'm there.
It was it was some of the best ice cream I've ever had, and I've had a lot of ice cream. I'm an ice cream girly, so
Yeah, summertime, me too. It was like it's summertime, I have to have that ice cream. And I don't eat a lot of sweets during the year, but summertime, give me the cool stuff. Give me the ice cream
mm,
and the watermelon and
yep,
things.
yep.
Are you more of a TV show or a movie girl?
I was more of a movie girl, and then having a child means I've got limited space. So now I'm a TV girl.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sure that, yeah, and eventually it's going to be all about Coco Melon and all the, what is it, Blues Clues or whatever, all the little things. What
We've
is
done
the
Blue's Clues. We're a big Bluey and Miss Rachel family in
Bluey?
this
That's what I
house.
was trying to think of. I was like, what are the new
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
that are um, you pretty much already answered this, but beach or mountains? Both.
Yeah, both. I'm both. I live in the mountains, so I love being surrounded by mountains yearly. But then my dream vacation is always going to be a beach. If you ask me where I want to go on vacation, beach. I don't care where it is. A beach. Get me to a beach that I can sit my butt on, read a book, watch the waves. I'm there.
Yes, love that. We can always pick two. Yeah.
Yeah.
And date night when you have one or when you did like before momhood, were
Hmm.
you more into did you guys like to do more casual nights or dress up and do fancy?
Casual. I'm a comfort gal.
I think everyone
I
so
it's
far has
fun.
said casual.
Yeah, I mean it's fun to get all dressed up and do that kind of thing. But I just feel like for date night, for going and just having a really good time, casual. Casual
Yeah.
all the way. Just give me some good conversation, some good drinks, some good food.
Yeah.
I'll be there, for hours on
Yeah.
end.
Be some Mexican margaritas or something and I'm good.
Absolutely. That's what we mostly do now because a lot of Mexican Hispanic food is naturally gluten free. So I feel safer going to those kinds of places.
Yeah.
So yeah, we do a lot of them.
Awesome. Um, well, you've answered this too. Coffee or
Oh,
tea?
coffee, 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 coffee or
Yeah.
coffee, coffee.
Yeah. Me too. Um, and you answered your favorite way to relax. So I'm going to come up with something else off the cuff. What am I going to come up with? Um, I'm just going to ask you your favorite season. That's what I like to ask.
Favorite season? Um,
I've
I
stumped her.
think I know. Because it's like I go through like, okay, well, I like summer because I like being, we have a pool here. So we get to go in the pool every day when it's nice out. But then I'm like, oh, but like the fall leaves and like a coffee and a nice sweater. And then I'm like, I don't, okay, I'll tell you what I don't like. I
Yeah.
don't love winter. Spring, fall, summer, I'm there. Winter, I could take or leave.
Winter,
It's
I'm
like
breaking up
living
with
in
you.
Pennsylvania. I am
Winter is the
done.
bad boyfriend of the seasons
Yeah.
there.
Exactly. And it wasn't that bad when I was living in Virginia because Virginia winters, like you got maybe one or two snows, but
Yeah.
like really it's not that bad. I lived in the Midwest for what was it, 7 years after Virginia. You know, I would save my entire head of hair before I want to go experience a Midwest winter again. We did the polar vortex one year, one winter when I was there, which meant it was negative 25 degrees for like 3 days straight. Like it just, no, thank you,
No,
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 thank you.
thank you.
And then living in Pennsylvania now, this past winter, it snowed every single week from Thanksgiving until March. We got at least one snowfall every single week.
Oh,
And I was like,
wow.
look, snow's not that bad, but I need a break. Give me a
Yeah.
break. Just let me clear my driveway, maybe.
Yeah. 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 I understand. Now, here in North Carolina, I'm always like looking for snow because we rarely get it.
Yeah,
But I'm like, if it's below freezing and it's not going to snow, no, just go ahead and
we're
give me the
spoiled.
warmer weather.
Yeah, like
I
really,
am a
like if it's
cool
gonna
weather
get that cold,
girl,
like
but I don't like cold. I don't like any extreme. Of course, my husband has a heating and air company. He's like, well, I'd be out of business then if you don't like extremes. But I was like,
hell
well,
yes, but still.
exactly. Well, thank you so much, Meg, for coming on and finding a few minutes to talk with me. I know it's been a
Of
hectic week
course.
for you coming back from
Yeah,
being out of town and all the things, and you've got this book
yeah,
series you're wrapping up and all. So thanks for
yeah.
finding a few moments, and
Of
we
course. Thank
appreciate
you for
it.
having me. I loved it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.